Check this out, y'all. Check this out. It's your boy redoing. I got front and back sides of these 2 pages. I've taken great notes on this video. I've made this video 2 times already. They're both for 20 minutes. I'm literally going to jot down, going down this list. I'm going to go ahead and get right into it. No intro needed, none of that. We're just going to go and get into it. I'm tired of remaking these videos to try to make it shorter, so let's just get into it. Y'all can read along if you want. If not, that's fine. I'm just going to read out what I have taken from this. I didn't want to read it straight out. That would have been way too boring. So this is what we have from NBA2K20 today. They released a blog about the upcoming expectations that we should be ready for. So player motion. Player motion, this has everything to do with guards, all right? Better foot plants. So you being able to plant your foot a lot better. I think of Kyrie Irving immediately. Being able to stop on the dime. And it's also stated that you should be able to beware of your weight next year going into the game. That'll be effectiveness when you do your foot plants, etc., etc. The yellow flash effect, okay? What the yellow flash effect is, in my eyes, is like GTA 5. Okay, you know when you're running in GTA 5 and your player gets tired but he doesn't stop, he just like starts to go into this little run? That's basically what's going to happen next year for guards. Because, you know, this year you can be tired and you can still move around. Yeah, you move slow, but you can still sprint while you're tired now. Pure shot creators have proven that. So, next year you will go into like a stutter type jog, okay? So be ready for that. There's 27 different styles. Let me go down to show you guys the styles that they're talking about. Handles and sauce, all right? So here's the styles that they're talking about. There's 27 different styles. Now, the 2 that I took out of this that I thought was really interesting was Giannis and Westbrook. Giannis and Westbrook are 2 individuals who are able to get to the paint efficiently, quickly, and fast, and really doesn't care who you are going against. They will go through you, by you, however they got to do it, all right? Now, the thing I don't like is that they mentioned that there's different speed/sprint acceleration animations. When I think of acceleration animations, I think automatically of blow-bys. I don't know if I should be thinking of that, but that's just what kind of comes to mind is acceleration animations is Westbrook and Giannis are able to blow by you. That's just what comes to mind. So maybe if you're a guard and you like to drive in the paint, maybe that might be the way for you, like a slasher type look. All right. There goes the list of styles once again. Let's go down. Where were we at? New size-up mechanics, all right? A lot of people like to be guards, and dribbling is a very important feature in 2K. We need it, right? It's very explosive. It's nice. We love seeing Bandit and G-Man and Steezo, and shout out to all the dribblers out there who are putting on a show. Hank the Tank, just making the game, you know, people like I was about to say Agent, but really, you know, dribbler. I was going to say Davis. Like, people like them, they just know what they're doing at all times on the court. And they have enforced this new pro stick flick animation, all right? So, that's obviously whatever console you're on, right stick, it doesn't matter. They're saying that, you know, you want to use your pro stick. Obviously, guards know that. I shouldn't have to say that. But it's just something I like to put out there that there's new size-ups nonetheless. There's new size-ups. So everything that you're seeing in 2K19 may get re-implemented into 2K20, but there will also be new size-up animations. That's exactly what this article is talking about. There's new sham gods and new fake sham god animations. So you should be looking forward to that because I think that the sham god is so cool. It's a really creative move. And if you're able to now fake out of that, or if you was always able to fake out of it, it's new animations coming into the game. More of it. So you might see different variations of the sham god, not just the same old sham god. Be looking out for that, guards. Now, let's go ahead and get into the defense mechanism of NBA 2K20. Read and react. Remember that phrase, read and react, because it's so important. All right, let me go ahead and scroll down to just about here. All right, you guys can read along like I said. It's just saying, here's what I got out of this entire article on the defensive part. Announcing that the on-ball defenders will be happy to hear that there are more tools provided to help them be more effective. Now, when I hear that these lockdowns or these defenders are going to be more effective because 2K is providing more tools for them to be more explosive, for them to be more on-ball, like, that's kind of scary because we already know in 2K19 they were already effective. They were more than effective. They were a glitch. They were cheese. So why make them more effective? But I'm not going to take that away from the lockdowns because I feel like lockdowns are so important in the pro-am scenery. Even in Park, they are. Career, they are very important because, they're not important in my eyes. They're just more like annoying like in career. So it has a big factor on the defensive side. So y'all should definitely be looking out for that lockdowns. I have more on that. So the return of on-ball steals to be more predictable. The return of on-ball steals is coming back. So, the same plucks, and it's still going to be agitating. It's going to be terrible in my own eyes. But it's important to read that. What it says is that it's important to read what the ball handlers are doing and reaching at the right time rather than running around randomly spamming the steal button. That is so important because you guys know it's so easy in 2K19 for you to run up and pluck the ball. It's very easy for you to run up and steal it. Swiping is so effective in 2K19. I don't know why. But I do know why. It's because in 2K18 you weren't able to dribble through people, and this year, you were able to dribble through people in 18, but 19 you're definitely not able to do that whatsoever. So I feel like the swatting thing comes from if I'm standing next to you, even though I'm swatting and I'm not even effectively stealing the ball, just because you are dribbling in front of my face, I'm able to get the ball. So that's coming back. Be on the lookout for that. And what I say by it's important for you to reach at the right time rather than running and randomly spamming is because I think in 2K20 it is going to be more of like a read and react mindset you have to have. Like I said, read and react. You're literally going to have to really read as you swipe instead of just running up and spamming, if that makes sense. I do agree that, I do believe that spamming is still going to be in the game. If you're standing in front of somebody, I do believe that you're going to be able to spam the ball. That just comes with being a lockdown. But being able to swipe the ball immediately, I think that next year they're saying you need to be more of a read and react type person. And if you aren't, you may miss the swipe, or it may just be a foul, or will be a foul. So be looking out for that, y'all. That's what we have for the lockdown scenery. Going down to the shot solutions and paint D, we're going to go into the slashers and rim protectors from this point. Like I said, I've read this entire article. I'm literally just taking down the notes in my own eyes. It took me about 2.5 hours to do this, guys, on top of making the 20-minute videos that I made. I made 2 of them. I said forget it. This one might be 20 minutes too, but who knows? Moving on. So, attacking the defense. I'm just going to read this first sentence, all right? Attacking and defending the rim was another area of focus for the gameplay team. I talked about the concept of shot solutions a few years back. Now, shot solutions when you're driving to the paint has been very stiff-like in the past few years. If you are into an animation while you're driving, in a layup animation or dunk, 9 times out of 10, the animation is going to follow you, and you can't revert out of it, or you can't do anything to get out of the animation. It's going to be a running contact layup, or you might have a running reverse layup that you didn't even mean to do, right? What they're specifically saying is that they're going to, as a slasher, this is from my slashers, shout out to the dreadheads, the old guys in the game, completely re-architected the layups and dunks to be a full branchable mechanic. Now, this could be very interesting. This could be scary. Why would they re-architect the layups and dunks? Now, they are re-architecting the dunks. Now, we've seen that in some of the clips, the pre-clips, and where Ronnie had some people come in and they were just dunking on each other, and they had the 2K suits on, and they were just showing that they're working on dunks. So I think that's what they mean by they re-architected it entirely. But we also know in 2K is scary. Now, if I'm going up with a layup, sometimes it might be a bailout layup. We don't know exactly what they mean by they've re-architected it. I hope it's something being smart and not just saying we've re-architected the dunks to where it's more effective to get boomed on. Like, we love seeing that, but it's too common to where a slasher gets into the takeover and they know that they can abuse the game by running into the paint with a behind the back or a spin, and they can get the dunk. It's sad, right? But that's basically what they're saying. You should be watching out for that. Here's something that was really eye-grabbing to me. The new gather feature as far as slashers, because I think this is so important for slashers because they're minimal on the perimeter. You really can't shoot the ball as a pure slasher. Everybody knows that. All right. So you're now able to efficiently Euro float instead, in case of need. So what that means is that now, let's say that there's lockdowns. Lockdowns always sit in the paint when they know that they have a slasher on them. So you already know where I'm going with this. If I'm a slasher and I know that there's a lockdown in the paint, 9 times out of 10, you don't even get the opportunity to get out of the animation. Like I said in the beginning, you normally will run into the same animation that you go into. You can't revert out of it. Next year, what they're saying is that you're going to be able to do things like Euro look like you're about to go up with it and then float it right over their head. So they have to watch you at the free throw. They have to watch you all around that free throw area, and you know, they have to watch the paint. Instead of them just knowing you're gonna go in the paint, you can literally revert out of that. I think that's cool. Some slashers knew about that. I tried it this year. Well, actually, no, I did not try it. So maybe it's always been in the game. Maybe you guys always knew about it. But I just think that was something I had to touch on for the new slashers up and coming in 2K20. You're now able to Euro float and get out of the situation that you might put yourself into when you're driving in the paint. Paint defense. I love this. I love this so much, man. I think this was so cool. Where is it at? Okay, here it is. You guys can read from right here. You know, where it says just like the floor game, playing above the rim, so on and so on. I'm going to put my jot list down that I had. There's a new beefed up defensive counterpart, meaning in particular, they've captured hundreds new in-air collisions, hard fouls, grab blocks, swats blocks. When I say swats blocks, I meant swats and or blocks, you know what I'm saying? Because you can swat the ball, but they can still consider it as a block. To let the rim protectors have their presence felt. So in all essence, that means that they have literally redone the rim protector scenery, saying that they have added and recreated the grab blocks, because y'all know that's so effective. The grab block is just beautiful in my opinion. Really, when like you get a grab block, it's in comparison to like a ankle breaker when they fall on their back. Not just an ankle breaker, but when they fall on their back. That's exactly, because you get blocks as a rim protector all the time, but a grab block, I could go on and on, but I'm not trying to make this video any longer than it already is. All right. So this is what they also said. As a rim protector, you will have, as a guard, defender, or as a guard, maybe a slasher, shooter, whatever you are, when you're going into the paint, it says you will have to think twice when going against defenders like Zion Williamson. So we know Zion Williamson for basically being like a two-way slasher, right? Two-way slasher, I think that's pretty fair. Or a slasher rim protector, or yeah, that's all I see him as. I see him as a two-way slasher or a slasher rim protector, in my own opinion. So you're going to have to really look out for that going into 2K20, man. I think that's really interesting to see on. Because the rim protector has always been effective, but they just get slept on, in my opinion. Moving on, guys. Moving on to the post scores. They didn't give y'all no love. And the reason why I say y'all is because I'm not looking into that next year. I don't want to be a rim protector. I don't think that's my suit. A post score, whatever. But this is what they have for you guys. There's new refreshed post game. It's a new refreshed post game. They're going to try to reiterate a lot of things that have already been in the game for post scores. But I feel like it's going to be more refreshed. Probably the actual moves are going to be done a lot differently, if that makes sense to you guys, like new fakes. So maybe instead of them always doing the fake in the paint, like the pump fake, maybe you might fake it this way or fake it that way, instead of it being so predictable that when I do a pump fake, you already know where I'm going to look for it at, you know what I'm saying? Because if I'm on the court, I could literally, I could pump fake the ball to my right, you know what I'm saying, and then go left, you know, and it's not a jab step in essence, you know what I'm saying? Sorry for the stuttering, but I don't care anyways. Moving on to the new off ball life, the scenery. Man. Juke moves, okay? They are talking about off ball juke moves. This reminds me of the decks, aka glitch screen. You know, when you see a stretch, he goes back and forth behind a glass cleaner on the inbound, and he's glitching. Instead of just running side to side, it's more like a glitch. We call that the decks, the D-pad. That's what I think of off-ball juke moves. But here's what they say. It's more like the experience of Steph Curry and Klay Thompson against the Raptors in the playoffs. When you think of Curry on the off-ball scenery, you always see Curry running back and forth, making the cuts. He's going back and forth, being effective all around. That is crazy, right? Klay Thompson does the same. And they said it's going to be more like that lifelike feeling in the playoffs of the finals, actually. So, that's scary, but that's also cool. Because, if you're a defender, you don't want to be getting dexed all day back and forth. But if you're on the offensive side, that's effective for you. So, it's good and bad at the same time in my eyes. Off-ball collisions have been reworked from the ground up. That is crazy. That is cool. We need that because on defense, oftentimes, let me say that again. Off-ball collisions have been reworked from the ground up. Previously, in all 2Ks, I honestly feel like you always get stuck on your defenders. That is sad because if I'm switching and I'm communicating in the right manner, I should not get stuck on my defender. In real life, man, I will move him out my way. You feel me? Like I'm not just gonna get stuck. Like, you know what I'm saying? So they've touched up on that, and they said that they've worked from the ground up, making sure that the off-ball collisions are ceased, that they're not going to happen really anymore. So let's hope that that's going to come into the game. It's not no hope and pray. That's literally what it's saying in the article, and this article just came out today, August 5th, 2019. So moving on. On and off-ball defender screen, a resist mechanic has been upgraded. So that's a good and bad statement. Now they're saying on and off-ball defenders are not able to resist those big body screens that may be set on offense. So I'm not saying you're going to be able to slip screens next year, but it's going to be more likely for you to resist it. Maybe the screens might be a lot more sturdy. They might be hard, but you're able to resist it, and it's more effective for you to get around the screen instead of just getting bumped by a screen. But the screens never really were effective in 2K19 anyways. Off-ball screens were. So, you know what I'm saying? Maybe that's what they're talking about. It's more easier for you to slip an off-ball screen. Like if a glass cleaner is setting an off-ball screen for a stretch, instead of the guard, you're able to get around the glass cleaner to get to the guard immediately. You know what I'm saying? So, hopefully that didn't boggle your mind or whatever. Let's see here. What else do we have? New loads of additional new content. All right, and I've gone into that low-key. The pick and roll fade. Actually, no, I haven't gone into this perspective. The pick and roll fade. You are now able to. I feel like they will introduce new pick and roll animations, new pick and pop fade animations. Like when you set the pick, you'll fade out in a different way. You'll pick and roll. You'll cut into a different type of environment, like in a different type of way. A new look. 9 times out of 10 when you get a good pick and roll, your player's going to stick his arm out. Like they always do that as an inside, which is great. So hopefully they introduce a new life to that entirely, because it's too often that on twos, the pick and roll life is just, you literally know what's going to happen so you can read it. I think that's going to be cool that they are literally trying to make that an upgrade coming into 2K20. So things like brick wall screens. They said that there's hard-hitting brick wall screens coming into 2K20. Yo, what does that mean? Hard-hitting screens, NBA 2K17. That's all I think of. The hard-hitting screens where they made your player fall in 17. Now, I hope that it's not in the game, because I don't want my guard to be getting bumped. But at the same time, I kind of want to, make somebody fall when I'm setting a screen. So I think that's cool. I think that when you set a screen, entirely you shouldn't fall on the ground, but I do think that they should get bumped. If it's on Hall of Fame, your players should have, you should be strong, man. Like they should literally run into you and like almost have an animation like that. Like I know that that's not good because you want to be able to recover, but man, think about defensive stopper on Hall of Fame and how effective that is. Think about drop stepper on Hall of Fame, how effective that is. Think about hustler rebounder, deep range Deadeye. When those badges are on Hall of Fame, they're effective. Brick wall Hall of Fame in 2K19. Ask any center. They're terrible. Now, you have good centers that set screens, but the badge itself is not effective. So it better be effective next year, is what they're trying to say. Moving on into better things in life. We're almost wrapping up the video. Almost. Shot meters. This is going for my stretches, my sharpshooters, because they didn't touch up on y'all at all in this article. And I kind of feel like that's crazy because they touched up on the slashers before they touched up on the sharpshooters and stretches. Green lights. Green light animations are going to be different in 2K20. Now, we all know about the red, the cyan, the black, the white, magenta shot meters, but that's white shot meters. That's not the green light animation. They're talking about green light animation. You can now customize your shot meter to have a green flash, a green splash, or a green splat. So when I think of green flash, that's every year in 2K. It's always been a flash, right? It's always been a flash. A green splash might be like water. So your animation might have like a water. When you're in the water and you might use your hand to like lift the water up, or when it's raining and the water's just splashing everywhere. Maybe it might just have that outlook of like a splash wave. That would be so cool, because some editors literally make that effect on their videos. So man. And then there's a splat animation, the green splat. So we covered the green flash, green splash, and green splat. The splat, I think, will be like a really new. I think I'm gonna go with the green splat because I think automatically it's like what I think of a splat is like, all right, maybe I'll stick my fingers in like some paint and just splat it on a wall. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what I think of splat animation. So you might have like a lot of dots everywhere, and it might just be like a green effect. You know, that'll be cool. I'm telling you, that'll be cool. Moving on into the most important thing that y'all have been wanting to watch this entire video: the badges and the takeover. Let's get into it. So this is what I have down for it. They said that they have came up with 80 overall badge, 80 badges. Hold on. An impressive list of around 80 badges. And I did the test on this, all right? Y'all know I make builds almost every single day, still today in August. Guys, there is not 80 badges, okay? I'm going to tell you that right now. So that's interesting to me. Listen, when I tell you I've counted every badge, now I mean it. I literally went to the pure playmaker, to the pure sharp, to the pure stretch, to the pure post scorer. Man, I even went into to play now to go to LeBron James and look at his expressive, because those are badges too. Expressive, laid back, championship DNA, on-court coach, things like that. I've counted every single one of them, and I came up with 59 badges. They said that they've came up with around 80. What if they introduce new badges? That will be beyond me, okay? That would be crazy. So, if they put almost another category of badges into 2K20, man, we are going to be in for new. We're going to be in for new, okay? That's what we have for as far as badges is that they have come up with around 80. And I've counted personally myself 59, so I think that's crazy. The typical player has around like 20 to 35 badges. Actually, no, they don't even have 35. I think it's like 27 is like the max. Maybe. I don't really know. But LeBron James he has like 39, and that's, you know what I'm saying? So he is like the most influential player in the NBA, right? So he has like all these expressive badges and microwave and all that. You counter in all of them. But moving on to Takeover. Okay, Takeover. More content and new features. Now, a lot of people are getting their heads spinning about this neighborhood-specific badges thing. All right, somebody I seen on Twitter said that maybe there's different badges in certain neighborhoods, but maybe there isn't other neighborhoods. Now, we have seen that could be other neighborhoods like Rivet, Sunset, and all that. Let's be realistic with 2K. Neighborhood-specific badges. I think that means that there's certain badges in the neighborhood. Now, it doesn't say neighborhoods, it says neighborhood. Okay, so I think that's what you guys should be looking out for. They've tuned the Takeover to be more balanced across positions and playstyles. So you know how post Takeover was a lot more effective than maybe glass Takeover. You know what I'm saying? Or if you're a pure playmaker, it is way more effective to get an ankle breaker on that instead of it being like a play shot creator. You know what I'm saying? It's obvious, but they've made it more lenient. Like you're not able to have that same. I think drop step animations and stuff like that is coming back. I do think that's coming back, but I think it's going to be more balanced as in what they're saying. So that's what you guys should be looking out for. The neighborhood specific badges, though, I just think that specifically means that it's going to be badges for when you do get hot, but in only the neighborhood, not just multiple neighborhoods. Let's not talk too big on that. But that literally wraps up the video. This is probably another 20-minute video, but look what I have, y'all. This literally took me 2.5 hours. I mean, you really can't see it because I think the lighting is messed up. But, like, honestly, I go to work on this stuff, man. I only post NBA2K20 legit content. I'm not Badge Plug. I'm not Craig. I'm not any of these YouTubers that you see that put out false information. Or they'll try to cover it up by putting a question mark or it's not confirmed. You're never going to see that in my titles. This is perfect and realistic content that literally came out from 2K itself. So just be ready for anything that I have coming up for 2K20 over the summer and over the fall. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Y'all gotta like this video, man. I've redone this video 3 times. They don't call me redoing it for no reason, man. I did it 3 times. The first 2 was 20 minutes. So I appreciate y'all for watching this. Like it, share this. Share the video right now. Literally click the share button. copy the link, and then after this video, go to like Twitter and just post it. That way people can see this, because this is important. A lot of people are going to look at this article and just go to badges and takeover and not read everything else that I mentioned. So definitely share the video, comment. This is what I want y'all to comment. I want y'all to comment what you think was the most eye-appealing thing in this article right now. I don't care about what builds y'all making next year. That's what every other YouTuber is going to tell you. What builds y'all making? I want you to, after you watch this video, because if you got into this point, you have, tell me what was the most eye-appealing thing to you. Was it the badges and takeover? Was it the new rim protector animations? Was it the new green light animations? Was it the fact that you're now able to be a slasher? You can Euro, and then, oh, and I forgot to mention, hop steps and all that is returning. So things like Bandit, when they overused those Euro dunks, that's coming back. Euro dunks, gather spins, all that is coming back for the slashers and guards who are able to go into the paint. But that's all I have to say about this video. Thank y'all for watching. It's your boy Redoing, and I am out. I got drugs in my car.